research. It has its place, but really often the research is your imagination. You read the text, you think about what things mean. Did I need to know how to sail a boat across the Mediterranean to play this part? I don't think so. I think we had to access our deeper emotional imagination and ask ourselves questions about what is it like to come home? What is it like to be this physically exhausted? Have I ever been this physically exhausted? What is it like to look in the eyes of your son who rejects you? I didn't do what they commonly call research as such. I wanted to investigate the script with Juliet, with Umberto, to get to the truth of the motivations underneath what's going on inside the heart and soul every second. And then, of course, your research means nothing when you're on the set. You have to respond to the director, to the other actor. You're open to the accident of the moment as you're shooting. And I guess the preparation is to be ready for those moments in front of the camera. You can't you don't know what the audience's response is going to be, but as an actor you are a communicator of stories, mostly. And so at some part you want the echo of the audience's response. With this particular classic, yes, I don't think you can... When I have gone and worked with students in schools with Shakespeare, I've found it incredibly rewarding when they start to listen and respond to these ancient texts. And I recently did a Shakespeare play, and we went into schools, and it was very moving to feel these young people starting to wake up to what can happen in Shakespeare. And I feel, of course, this can happen in Homer. And I hope there'll be young people who are drawn to this and go back to reading these incredibly rich stories. I hope that's the case. But I think I think Umberto is right, you have to start from the pulse as director, as what is the thing I need to say through this story. With regard to Greece, I love Greece. I think I was so thrilled when I heard we were shooting in Greece, in Corfu, and then in the northern part of the southern Peloponnese. I felt I always feel, whether it's my own romanticism, but in my travels in Greece, I always decide that the spirits of the gods are there in the rocks and the mountains and in the sea. I feel it, and yes, I'm very moved by Greece. Study in a mind decaying. I think Odysseus, I felt exhausted playing Macbeth. I felt very, very traumatizing. I think Odysseus is a soldier, like Macbeth. They have that in common. Odysseus has killed people, like Macbeth. I think Odysseus is ultimately wanting a healing. His home is a part. His coming home is an intuition about healing himself. But coming home is hard because who is he? He doesn't know. His sense of self is eroded. But Macbeth descends into terrible, terrible sort of nihilistic despair. I think the healing answer is Penelope. Penelope is a healing force. It's part of himself. And in the end, why I think the Odyssey is something we can go to, it is the return home that all of us, in our different ways, are seeking to embrace.